Beardo Benjo.
Hello there everyone and welcome to another episode of Withh VR. Yes, I know I am going quite hard on the VR content this week, but I'm really enjoying finding all these new virtual reality experiences and spending some time in my Oculus because I haven't played it for a little while. I've been doing a lot of horror content and silly content, so it feels nice to get back into some VR stuff. Now today I'm going to be checking out something I've actually already checked out on the channel, Halo Masterchief Collection. Now the reason I'm coming back to it, there's actually two reasons I'm coming back to it. The first reason is when I first checked it out, it was on launch day. There was no real Vorpx profile for it, and I needed to create one, which was a little bit messed up. It didn't do the job perfectly. It worked, but it wasn't a great rendering for VR. Now there is a profile on Vorpx, and apparently it runs fantastically with geometry 3D and all the kind of fancy features you'd come to expect from a Vorpx profile. The second reason I'm checking it out is because Halo 2 just launched today, and that's my favourite Halo game. So I'm going to play through the first campaign level of that to showcase the VR today and talk to you a little bit about kind of what it's like, if there's any nausea, how well it runs, the normal stuff I talk about on Withh VR, just to show you kind of that it's a playable experience and not just kind of a tech showcase for Vorpx. Straight away, we'll just cover off the fact that you can't play multiplayer in VR. Massive shame, I know, but the reason is you need to launch the anti-cheat disabled version of the game. You get two versions of the game on your system when you install Masterchief Collection, and one has anti-cheat disabled. That's the one you need to play, but it doesn't let you online. I've turned Vorpx on, my headset's plugged in, Halo's going, and I'm ready to jump in. So I'm going to dive into the first level of Halo 2, playing with mouse and keyboard, and just kind of talk to you about how well it looks, how well it plays. I'm very excited. Let's just see how it does in Vorpx and find out if it will VR. Let's dive in. Right. So one of the reasons, this looks really bloody good. One of the reasons I'm using keyboard and mouse, you can use a controller, and I did test this first little section with a controller before I started recording, is because with controller, if you use the controller to move, and then you look to the side, it doesn't look. I know it sounds strange, but you can't freely look around and move with the controller as far as I could tell. So when I use keyboard and mouse, as you see, when I look, it starts turning me. Right, so I can look and I can turn and I can look all over where I want and I can move all over the place. With the controller and the head tracking in the VR, it's kind of one or the other. If you use one, it disables the other, and then when you stop using that one, you can use the other one. It's not perfect, which is a real shame. But keyboard and mouse works, great anyway. You've got to get... Oh, sorry, it's really nice. This is a massive step up from when I tried to get Masterchief Collection working way back when it came out. My crappy little profile that I built is nothing in comparison to how good this looks. I'm going to have fun here. This is genuinely really, really impressive, guys. This say Halo 2 came out today. Just going to play through this first campaign level. Let's just quickly see if I've got any HUD elements that I can change, because right now I can't see basically any of my HUD. One of my criticisms always is that the HUD kind of disappears off the screen. I don't know if you can change where the HUD is. Let's have a little look, see if there's a setting for it. Game HUD scale. I don't see it. There is a setting here in the Vorpx settings to change the HUD elements, but it doesn't seem to be doing anything. I'm playing with it right now, and they're not moving. So the HUD is just outside my view. Obviously, if you know that if you know the buttons for Halo, so if you know that E is your pickup, you're going to be fine. It's just you're not going to have view of how much ammo you've got, which is a real shame. You can tab and play in edge peak mode, and it still looks 3D, and you've still got the whole screen, but it's not as immersive as if you play in full VR. So that's the only real issue straight away, is that you can't change the HUD scale, which is oh, here they come. You're going to come straight through the window, which is a great feature. Oh, it looks beautiful. Oh God, I'm going to play this so much tonight. I just texted a friend and said, have you got Halo installed? Because I want to play through the Halo 2 campaign. I want to play through all the campaigns now that they're all on PC. Just great to have them running on keyboard and mouse. Higher frame rates, looking as good as they look. Oh, brilliant games. I'm only really excited for... Oh my God. I forgot I've got Crumb Birthday Party on. I'm only really excited for the first ones, obviously Reach. 3, I'm not really excited for. Halo 4, wasn't the biggest fan of it. Oh, this works really well. I'm using the mouse a little to aim. Obviously you can just aim with your head, which works. Yeah, I am using a combination of mouse and head tracking to play. Just kind of, it feels right to me. If I did it all with head tracking, I say this in most of my videos, I'd be spinning around on the chair. I need some kind of wireless. Definitely done something to the HUD because the little medals I'm getting are appearing within my view and they're normally down in the left-hand corner. Interesting. God, this is good in VR. The 3D is fantastic. Really, really crisp. Great depth, great scale. I feel about the right height. Kind of obviously Master Chief's bigger than everyone else. Yeah, the height feels right. Yeah, this looks so much better than Halo Reach looked when I ran that in VR back when that came out. This looks genuinely impressive. Yeah, 3D's great, no nausea. Looks really, really crisp in here. Sometimes when you play the Vorpx games, can I get on that? Oh, it goes into a nice kind of third person over the shoulder view with this as well. Sometimes when you play the Vorpx games, I forgot what I was saying, I'm having too much of a good time. So sometimes when you play Vorpx games, when you push games into Vorpx that aren't supposed to be, the game becomes kind of quite blurry and isn't as clear and crisp and kind of precise as it is if you play it on a monitor, and that's to be expected. Hello. Jesus. But this looks really crisp. I'm not losing much of the kind of clarity at all. Looks really, really good. Perspective's right. So the 3D strength is right. Text is normally the test. Usually looks really blurry. That doesn't. This looks really good. This is actually really great. Whoever made this profile and the work that's gone into this profile, fair play to you. This is fantastic. Yeah, no nausea, even jumping and firing at the same time, which is usually quite intense. Again, I've got quite a strong stomach for VR, so maybe don't jump in and start doing this crazy stuff straight away if you're not used to it. But for me, perfectly playable and yeah, not nauseous. Very easy to pick up and play. Woo, this is very, very good. It's gonna be one of the videos where I don't do much talking, or when I get to editing it, it's gonna be a nightmare because my talking's not gonna make too much sense. This room here is actually probably a really good place to showcase something as well. So obviously this is Halo 2. It's like the remastered version. If you hit, I believe it's that button, you can go back to how it used to look. What a treat. That actually runs smoother in VR, or it's an illusion because the textures are lower, but it feels really smooth. Obviously doesn't look as impressive, but that feels like it's barely noticeable. It's only when I switch back that you notice how smooth this is, and that feels like it's got a little bit of stutter, but barely anything. Nothing that would impact the way you play it, but this is just... I love that button in this game, and I love how seamless it is. You just tap it and you can look at the game from the past. Brilliant. Oh, God, honestly. I think we're getting to the point now, and we can all... I've been saying it since God knows when, day one. But I think we're getting to the point now where we can all agree. It doesn't matter what you think about Vorpx. I know people have high expectations of it. It's so worth it. If you want to play games like this and you don't want to play them on a flat screen anymore, if you want a 3D Halo experience in virtual reality, this is the best way to get it. Very, very impressive.
Malta, what is your status? Over.
I don't believe it! They're retreating! We won!
We didn't win, you idiot. Oh no, look. Oh God. Can't emphasize enough how kind of easy it is to play. Sounds like a silly compliment, but sometimes you put these things in VR and again, because they're not supposed to be, they become quite difficult to play. They're a bit kind of uncomfortable. They're a bit too close to your face. They don't quite feel right. All of this feels right. The perspective feels great. I can see all of the forearm to the hand holding the gun. I can see enough of the gun that it just feels like a normal VR game and not something being pushed into VR. Again, a lot of the time you need to change the field of view. I haven't touched the field of view at all. My field of view inside Masterchief Collection is pumped to the top. Always best practice to do that before jumping into a first-person game, or any game really, in VR. Just make sure your field of view is at the top. Just for the most comfortable experience. And just play around with it. Just see kind of where... Take that, you shit. and just kind of play around a bit until it feels comfortable to you. Oh god, yeah. I'm going to sit and play this tonight. Stick it on Legendary, get some friends together, play some Halo. Like the old days. I don't think I have many fond memories of any other shooter games that I can play co-op that can kind of top the experience I had with Halo when it came out. I just don't think there are that many. Left 4 Dead, we built like a LAN setup across my house. Used to live in a house with a couple of friends. We all had our own TVs in our rooms. We linked them all up throughout the house with giant Ethernet cables. That was quite an experience. But nothing compares to Halo. Halo coming out, sitting there with 3 friends, just playing through the entire campaign on the hardest difficulty. Just fantastic. Have that grenade. Just nothing beats it. Yeah, look, this is completely playable. I'm able to navigate everything from throwing grenades to koshing people. Yeah. Oh, okay. You're all right, mate. He's having a terrible, terrible day. Oh, perpetually stuck in some kind of weird floating nightmare. Hey. Right, red boy's down. He was causing me issues. Shield, 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 shield. It's great as well that Halo has so many kind of great audio cues, so you know when your shield's gone, you know when your shield's coming back. Because again, losing the HUD being the only real issue here in Vorpx becomes kind of a non-issue as long as you listen to your audio cues. The guns, most of them kind of have an ammo counter on the back, kind of a lot of the main guns. Oh, come on. Didn't stick him. Oh, I didn't that either. Come on. Yeah, most of the guns... Oh, God, I've thrown a grenade for some bizarre reason. Most of the guns having that kind of ammo counter on them, again, really, really helps. So it's one of them games that you kind of don't need the HUD. And if you do, you just tab into edge peek real quick with the touch of a button. Stick him. Take that, you little bugger. And you. I see you up there. Get down. Oi. Get out of it, you. Where's the other one gone? Get down. Ooh, yeah. Okay. All right. I've got quite a strong VR stomach, but that anti-gravity jump is a little tiny bit nauseating. Just when you're coming back down. Not too bad when you're going from the floor to landing on a floor of the same height, but when you're coming from a higher point downwards, that's a little bit like, ah, bugs! I hate these things so much.
I'm going loud.
I am using a combination of head tracking and the mouse to aim here, and it's working really well. It's kind of like my head's pointing at the thing, and then I can use the mouse to just slightly adjust if it's needed. Where's that final one? There he is. Yeah, they work really well together. I know a lot of people don't like the aiming with your head stuff, but for me, it's working really well. That's just lob a grenade. Oh, that was a terrible grenade. Oh, look, I've created another glitch. There's another one. Oh my god. How big that is. Jesus. Oh god, it looks so good. Cannot be overstated how good it looks. Imagine that, it's like a theme park ride. Terrifying, but probably quite fun at the same time.
Just so you know, there are quite a few elites guarding the bomb. You
Oh
may
dear.
need to get creative.
Okay. I can get creative. It's absolutely fine. Is it behind me? Are we there? Yes, we're there. There's loads of them. Terrible, terrible grenade throw. It always bugged me that you can't pop the elites' heads with the same birthday celebration. Only worked with the grunts. Oh, why would I throw the grenade? Foolish, foolish man. Needler. I hate the fucking needler. Guess what, mate? This. Okay. Is that the bomb? That's probably the bomb. Oh, hello. Shit. he dead? I've only got 12 bullets left. He better be dead. He's dead. There we have it. That is Halo 2 on the Masterchief Collection running in VR. It looks absolutely stunning. It plays silky smooth. No nausea. I'm blown away by how well that runs. It's just the default Vorpx profile. As long as your Vorpx is updated, the profile is already sitting there in your local profiles, and my god, it runs so well. As I say, there is direct VR scan, but it doesn't work for Halo 2, just works for Halo Anniversary, so the first game, so don't use it on this, but it will come up with a warning message. But honestly, if you load in, just stick it on the default settings and experience that for yourself. It's fantastic. That is one of the most playable first-person shooters I've tried in Vorpx. It blows away the profile that I tried to build when it came out originally. So much better now. And if you own Vorpx, a headset, and this game, I urge you to go and give that a go because it is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, one of the best I've played easily. That might have shot straight to the top of the list. Oh, I've played some good ones, but that is very good. Go and check it out. Halo Masterchief Collection run in Vorpx. Absolutely stunning. If you like the video, leave me a like, leave me a comment, hit subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you soon for another one. I am going to play some more. Take care, guys. See you later.